Hello, Wellspring. We just want to take a minute to talk to you about where we're at. We are Wellspring, you are Wellspring family, and I was just thinking about this, that Rick, you've been here 34 years, and I've been here 32, so this is our family, and you are our family. And over those years, we've seen a lot of changes, and we've watched the Lord lead us through many different twists and turns and changes, and he's been very, very faithful. And now the latest change we have is a few weeks ago when Kevin told us that he felt prompted by the Lord to follow a call to another church, and we want to send him with our blessing. We are so grateful for all that he's done here. We are going to have a full send-off farewell for him, even in another week and a half. You can look at the other article here in the e-news on Sunday the 21st. We're going to have a farewell service actually in the parking lot so everyone can attend. You can read about more in the other article. We just want to take a minute to share with you a little bit about where we are now as Wellspring. Rick has shared some of his personal thoughts of Kevin, and I can do the same. But the question is that we've been hearing is, well, what's next? What are we going to do? Do we need to hire someone? And all those are the right questions. All those are the right considerations. In the moment, it's very difficult to move quickly. We just heard this news from Kevin just within the last month. But also, in the situation where we are between online services and back in-house and all of our ministries not fully up and running, we have a need to take a cautioned approach, because it's not a simple replacement for what Kevin is doing, but what are the needs and where are we going? There are some specific things that I do want to talk about. And first, I want to just let you know that we've already moved quickly on the youth. Kevin has been overseeing the youth, if you don't know that, over the last year. And we have a wonderful team of 4 people who work with Kevin, volunteers. And one of those is John Rosario and his wife, Nani, so it's actually 2 of them. And we have asked John to step in just for the summer as an interim position, part-time, covering the youth, providing continuity and continuation. They know John, they know his wife, they know the other youth leaders, and they were going to bridge this gap for the summer as we continue to look at what our assessment is. So grateful for John, a great man of God, and one that the youth really appreciate and know very well. And I'm looking forward to see what John can do with that. But that's one very specific matter we can talk about. But there's other things that we need to share with the congregation as well.
Right. Well, first of all, just about the youth. I mean, during this shutdown, Kevin has been meeting with them via Zoom, as almost all of our meetings have been that way. But we anticipate, just as we've opened up services here, that as we move through the summer and the state continues to open up, we're going to be in step with that to begin to reopen our ministries. And so John will be bringing interim leadership in that transition as well. And I'm very excited about him. Kevin recommended John very highly to us. And as we spoke with him, we just feel like it's part of God's provision.
Yes.
We're also in the process of doing a review. I mean, we haven't really begun it, but what we need to do is to do a review of all of our staff needs. And so we'll be in process of doing that as we continue to walk out of this extraordinarily unique situation of having been in, this pandemic shutdown and now to begin to reopen our ministries. So the elders are going to be very involved with that, as you know, Wes. Another thing that the elders intend to move on is the beginning of establishment of a staff relations working committee. We have an oversight committee for our finance, who works with J.C. Martin, who is our administrator, who has staff responsibility for our finances, but we have an extraordinary lay team of our finance committee who work with her and give oversight to that. So we just wanted to let you know about those things that are in the works. And if you want to just pick it up from here, Wes, in terms of Kevin's pastoral responsibility.
Sure. Pastoral, one of the common questions over the last few years has been, well, what are your individual responsibilities? Who does what? And we've asked that more than you have. But what's happened is we found a rhythm of the 3 of us really being a triad working together. And it's served us well, I believe, through a transitional period. So actually, that's going to be the easiest thing to cover, because instead of the triad, we're going to lose Kevin, of course. But Rick and I are very much, there's not a missing piece. We're just going to have to fill where there were 3, there will now be 2. And during this whole evaluation time, as a whole as a church, we will be able to cover that quite well. Rick will take a lead in many ways on the teaching and the pastoral side from that side, and I continue to do a lot with the congregation and with you individually in all of our small groups and all those other relations. So we're comfortable there, but I just want to let you know, because if you're wondering where that's going to go. And the other thing is that Kevin really provided is an operational oversight as well, overseeing the staff, directing the different ministry leaders. And again, the natural place where we are right now is for both of us to share that, just what comes in the natural. We have a staff that very much works together, and we will continue to work there. And it's very much a peer-to-peer with some oversight as needed. And really proud of our staff, really grateful for all of their hearts and devotion, and couldn't ask for a better team, even though we may need to assess what our needs are to expand that team going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And, doing that assessment is always a challenge, but it's especially a challenge, when we're coming out of this unique situation and we don't know what things are going to be like on the other side.
Right.
So, we're moving with a sense of, we're not moving with urgency because, the time begins to unfold slowly as we step out of the lockdown, but we're moving with a sense of importance.
Yes.
And so we see that this is an opportune time to do this kind of assessment, our needs, the strengths of our staffs, and, where can we best, fill the ministry needs here at Wellspring as the Lord begins to unveil to us, tactics as well as strategy for the future. So we'll be working with the elder board as we do that. We're also going to be seeking the Lord. We appreciate your prayers for us as we're in that process. But as you can understand, we're not going to have a detailed plan for you in the next 2 weeks. We're taking this very much a step at a time. But we just wanted to give you an update of where we are, what's been going on behind the scenes in the last 2 or 3 weeks. After we've received this news, we wanted to get it out to you, as quickly as we could.
Yeah. And it's interesting, in difficult times, we're pretty confident guys. We can lean on our own confidence. We can lean on our own wisdom at times. But when things are more difficult, it reminds us how much we have to lean on the Lord. But when we've done that, we've always found him faithful to Wellspring. He is the Lord of this church. Mm-hmm. He is the good shepherd. We are under shepherds, and we will partner with him. So I'm confident in who he is and his place here over the church. Yeah. So thanks for listening. If you have questions, Rick and I are both available to follow up with any questions you may have. But we just wanted to give you a sense that where we are and how we're going to walk this out this season. Thanks for listening.